Today I want to try a very unscientific experiment. We're going to play Name That Tune. Here's how it's going to work. I've selected 3 iconic guitar riffs. They are very distinct and they are very well known. I won't be tricking you with anything obscure. You're going to hear each one twice. First, I'm going to play all 3 of them with all the right notes, but all the wrong rhythms. Then I'm going to go down all 3 of them again, but I'm going to play all wrong notes, but all the right rhythms. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to try and honestly figure out what song each riff comes from. What I want you to tell me is if you figured it out, first of all, but also when you figured it out. Did the rhythm give it away or did the notes give it away? And don't guess the songs in the comments. I'm going to put the answers at the very end of the video. And also, just to keep this unscientific experiment as contained as possible, just refer to them as songs 1, 2, and 3 so we don't give away the answers in the comments. I just want to know if and when you guessed it right. And yes, there is a point to this. All right, here we go. First with all the right notes, but all the wrong rhythms. Okay, so at this point, do you have any guesses? Are you super sure of any? Again, no guesses in the comments. The answers are at the end of the video. No one's going to be impressed if you post them. Now I'm going to play all 3 again with all wrong notes, but all the right rhythms. And to keep this honest, don't scrub back in the video to check the rhythm of each song against the notes. There's a reason I'm presenting them 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 instead of 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, so no jumping around. Actually, it would be best if you just forgot about everything you just heard, but that's not possible, so. Anyway, here we go. Okay, how about now? Were you able to identify any of them by the notes alone or the rhythms alone? Maybe you had a suspicion from the notes alone and the rhythms confirmed it? Let me tell you my hypothesis. I think most of you are going to get the answers from the rhythms. Why do I think that? There's a somewhat romanticized notion that gets thrown around that the notes you play don't matter, sometimes phrased as no wrong notes. In the context of improvisation, that is completely true. You can literally play any notes you want. Forget scales, forget arpeggios, all of it. Play anything. But here's the catch. You can only do that if you're playing with good rhythmic articulation. If you can lock into the rhythm and everything you play is on the beat, anticipates the beat, reacts to the beat, and is coupled with the proper dynamic expression, the notes themselves will not matter. Even if you're playing right notes while improvising, whatever that means, it will still sound bad if you're not playing with good rhythmic articulation. Now, what I played for you, of course, has right notes because it's composed music. It's not an improvisation, so in that sense, yes, there are wrong notes. But even still, if I were covering one of these songs on a gig and I played a bunch of wrong notes in those riffs, no one would care as long as I put the right rhythmic expression behind it. Rhythm is the most important component in music. The most important thing. If you don't have good rhythm, no amount of scale or harmony knowledge will make up for that. I mean, think about it. When you play music for other people, most of the time your audience is not made up of fellow musicians. Most of them probably can't sing or carry a tune anyway, so do you think they're gonna care if you play a wrong note or chord or play a wrong note in your solo? They won't care because they don't understand what you're doing on the same level that you do. But rhythm? People understand rhythm. It's something they can feel. They can follow it just fine. If you deliver them something that breaks the flow of the rhythm, that's going to make their ears perk up way faster than if you accidentally played a D flat instead of a D. So the lesson here is don't neglect practicing your rhythmic chops. Rhythm is something you ultimately have to feel, of course, but there are fundamental techniques and approaches in rhythmic articulation that can be analyzed and studied and learned. But just as with scales and harmony and any other component of music, we can analyze it to death, but feeling it is what you have to train yourself to do at the end of the day. And just to be clear, I'm not suggesting that we shouldn't care about the notes we play or not develop our understanding of scales and harmony. Just don't neglect rhythm. Maybe in another video I'll break down some fundamentals of rhythmic articulation. But for now, I just wanted to test my hypothesis that we pick up on the rhythm more than we pick up on the notes. And before I wrap this up, I'll give you the answers. Song 1 was Black Dog by Led Zeppelin. Song 2 was Back in Black by AC/DC. And Song 3 was Icky Thump by the White Stripes. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I have a new video out every Thursday. I have some openings for private Zoom students right now. If you think you might be interested in lessons with yours truly, feel free to reach out to me. And with that, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.